Hello students, welcome back. Today we are going to discuss about the rest part of the skeletal system. Previously we have finished about vertebral column and vertebra, and now we are going to discuss about the rib cage and appendicular skeleton system. So rib cage. Let's start with the ribs. And as you know that ribs are attached with the sternum, and they are forming one box like structure. So what is sternum? You can see here, this is a sternum, and sternum is a tie bone. You can see here, it is also called breastbone, but it looks like a tie, so that's why it is called as tie bone also, but you should learn sternum. So breastbone, it is called as, it is long flat bone lying in the middle of the front of your chest. And afterwards there are ribs. That ribs are 12 in pairs, and these 12 ribs, 1 2 3 4, you can see here 12 pairs are there. And 12 pairs means one this side and one this side, one left side and one right side, one pairs are present. And it is attached with the sternum. From back side, it is attached with the vertebral column, vertebra, and vertebrae, and from front side, these are attached with the sternum, and they constitute a bony case or rib case. The first 7 pairs of ribs are called true ribs. You can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, because these ribs are attached with the sternum in front with the hyaline cartilage. This is hyaline cartilage. You can see the different color is shown. This is hyaline cartilage. It is not a bony part. The back part of the rib is called as bony part. The front part of the rib is called as cartilaginous part. So this is hyaline cartilage. So you can see here that these hyaline cartilage are of different color, and it is just attached with the sternum. So first 7 ribs are directly attached with the sternum, so that's why they are called as true rib. They are fully formed. And the next 8th, 9th, 10th pair of ribs do not attach directly with the sternum, but they join 7th rib with the help of hyaline cartilage. You can see here, they join 7th rib, and this one is joining this. So 7th rib they are joining, so that's why they are not capable to go up to the sternum, and they are halfly formed. So that's why they are called as false ribs. And the last two are called floating ribs, because they are attached with the vertebrae in the back, but in front they are not attached with anyone, so they are floating. So these are called floating ribs. So this is a rib structure, and you can see the book structure is also given here. Backside floating column, this is backside vertebral column. This the 11th 12th are floating ribs. First to 7th are true ribs. 8th 9th 10th are false ribs. And now next one is appendicular skeleton. So first of all, we are going to discuss about the bones of the limbs, and this is upper limb. Bones of the forelimb and hind limb. This is a forelimb, hind limb means legs. Largely correspond to each other. They are mostly similar, but names are different. So here we are going to discuss about the forelimb. That is your arms bones. You can see here, there is a first of all humerus. Major bone is called as humerus. That is found in your upper arm. And humerus, one single long bone, humerus in the upper arm, two long bones in the lower arm, that is radius on the side of thumb and ulna. You can see here, this is radius and this is ulna. You can see here is our thumb, and whatever the bone is attached with the thumb, that is called radius. And then wrist bones are called carpals, and palm bones are called metacarpals, and the finger bones are called phalanges. Phalanges are differently small bones, 1 2 3. Each phalange is having each phalange is having three bones. You can see here, actually number is also very important, so we can discuss here. First of all, humerus is 1, and radius and ulna are collectively forming 1 and 1 equal to 2, and then carpals are 8, metacarpals are 5, and phalanges are 14. Actually in thumb only 2 phalanges, but all fingers are having 3 phalanges. Okay, three bones are there. So all over in total you can see that the upper arm forelimb is having total 60 bones, total 60 bones. Okay, and along with that there is a girdle. That girdle is having one plate like structure, that is called scapula. Head of humerus is over here, and clavicle is a collarbone. So we will discuss when girdle I will tell you. So you just keep in mind what are the different bones present in your arm. Upper arm humerus, lower arm radius ulna, wrist carpals, 8 carpals are there, palm 5 metacarpals, and fingers 14 phalanges. Total 14 phalanges are there, 2 in thumb and 3 are in fingers. So these are very small bones, but in your upper arm and lower arm they are long bones. Now hind limb, we are going to discuss about the hind limb. Hind limb is actually legs bones these are presenting, and first bone is femur bone in your thigh, very long bone and very strong bone, that is called thigh bone, and its name is femur. After that it is strongest bone of the body actually, and then there are 2 bones in your lower leg part, that is one tibia and one fibula, and these are found in shank. The lower part of the bone is called as shank, and it has a tibia and fibula. And then in the ankle there are called tarsals, they are called tarsals. 7 tarsals are there, one tibia, one fibula, one femur, and 7 tarsals are there. And then your that foot region is having tarsal, foot region having metatarsals, and the toes are having phalanges. Same way phalanges are having three fingers. The big toe is having, great toe is having 2 phalanges only, rest all are having three phalanges. And tarsals are 7 in number, and metatarsal is 5 in number. And here one special bone is present, this bone, that is called as patella. It is kneecap. You can see here this part, look at this part, this is a patella, and it is extra bone, and then combination total in total becomes a 60 only. Okay, 60 bones are there, and this is your coxal bone, neck and head of the femur is over here, and this one is your girdle. We will discuss girdle later on in detail. So this girdle is next topic we will discuss. So this is about the leg bone, that is hind limb. Now I want to tell you about the girdles. Girdles are the part of a skeleton which help to articulate the limb bones of to the main axial skeleton. Actually your limb bones are attached in the girdles only. This is your called as pectoral girdle. Pectoral girdle, also called shoulder girdle. Shoulder girdle. Okay, that means you have seen the small kids without shirt, then their backside 2 plates are visible. This is that plate called as scapula. Okay, this scapula is on the backside, 2 scapulas are there, and it is pectoral girdle's major part. And then there is one spine like structure is visible, this one. Okay, and afterwards you can see here one very special cavity is present, that is called glenoid cavity. Students, you have to learn glenoid cavity. In this cavity arms bones are attached, means femur is attached over here, femur not, sorry, humerus. Humerus is present in your upper arm, humerus is attached over here, humerus head round head is attached in glenoid cavity. And then your there is a outer broader part of the scapula, and for attachment of collarbone there is a one attachment is formed, that is called collarbone's name is clavicle. Clavicle is collarbone. You can touch your clavicle, just near the collar, you can see one bone. And then the other end of the collarbone is joined to the uppermost part of the sternum. Okay, so this is your pectoral girdle, and this is your pelvis girdle. Pelvis girdle. It is also called hip girdle. Hip girdle. Okay, and you can see from the front. And this one is having major three bones, that is ilium and ischium and your pubis. So these are three major bones, and this backside part is sacrum and coccyx. That is a part of your vertebral column. Sacrum and coccyx. This is a part of vertebral column which is covering the pelvis from backside, and the side portions are made up of ilium, and then ischium is on the round side, downward side, and these are the pubis attached. Okay, these are ischium and these are the pubis. So like this it is making one structure, and that is called as pelvic girdle. So two hip bones are joined medially to the sacrum. You can see there, to the sacrum, and each hip bone is made up of three fused bones: ilium, ischium and pubis. Ilium, ischium and pubis. And on each side it bears a large cup-like cavity, that is called acetabulum. You see this cup like structure, this side also and this side also. Cup like cavity is there. Here in this cavity the head of the thigh bone, that is femur, is just attached, and the legs will be attached to the body from this cavity only. So in pelvis girdle, acetabulum is the name of this cavity, and in pectoral girdle glenoid cavity is that one is called, but here acetabulum. So this is all about your today's topic. Rest we will discuss in next. Thank you.